is going on, everybody? This is Mediocre, bringing you a little closed alpha Deadlock gameplay. That's right, us top elite 1% gamers who get the invite. Nah, I just had a guy who knew a guy. That's pretty much it. You just know somebody and they send you an invite and you get in the game, and that's pretty much it. There's nothing that special about me, but we are playing Wraith here for the first time. Yeah, I don't know what Vindicta's doing here. She's trying to get up in my grill. I've noticed this is a trend that I'm seeing, and I don't know if this is like some weird, like I got out of like low elo and this is how you play the game now, or maybe like these people have seen a little bit of luck, maybe, you know, being overly aggressive, and know that if you're overly aggressive you can get a lead in this game, and they don't know how to play against people who maybe are used to playing MOBAs where people try this stuff all the time. Not sure where I am. I am fairly new. I mean, this is like probably 10 games into playing Deadlock, you know, in an actual game, and I think this is my first Wraith gameplay, so you know, we're testing out the character for the first time, trying to discover builds. I'm fairly certain that this is like all default build stuff, and I'm just like, I don't know, this item looks good. I think that's a monster round. I'll have to double check that in the post, as they say. This is a post commentary. I probably could have just, you know, edited in all the fancy stuff now, but yeah, I think that's monster rounds going to make my life a little easier to clear. Vindicta, I would expect to be a poke character, so I would expect her to probably be like sitting
ready to improve my
under her tower and basically, you know, trying to poke me out a little bit. But this Vindicta wants to get active, wants to get in there, looking to take the fight a lot. I noticed, so we'll see going forward if that continues, or maybe you realize that I am in fact a certified gamer. We'll see. We'll see. You know, I'm just gonna focus on farming because that's what you kind of do in MOBAs. You know, Deadlock is a MOBA, although I'll say it heavily feels like it leans on the non-MOBA elements to me. And then once in a while I'll play a game that reminds me, yeah, you still got to be farming, you still got to be doing the proper stuff. But yeah, for the most part, I mean, it's a MOBA for the first 10 minutes or so, and then all of a sudden it becomes Overwatch. Those are the two games I see it compared to the most, and I think so. I think that that's probably true. That seems to be the most true, at least. But it's kind of, in my opinion, its own thing, you know. And it's at least probably the freshest breath of air that the MOBA genre has gotten a long time. For those of you that don't know, I have a history in Smite. Smite is kind of like the MOBA that I played, but I played them all pretty much. I did technically play Dota 2 when that was in, I think, closed alpha or beta or whatever it was. And I got an invite to that from Valve, and my laptop could not run it, so I never ended up playing it. Played a little League 2 and Predecessor and all that jazz, so I'm gonna try to chase down this Vindicta. Gonna be pretty close, gotta hit those shots. No, the body block from the minion comes up big, but I hear her making some noises in there, so I'm gonna go ahead and throw one of those cards. Wraith has a very interesting kit. Obviously, she's got these cards that you throw which don't recharge over time. They don't have cooldowns. They actually recharge based on the damage you do. So the more damage you do, more often you get those cards, and they're big AoE explosive damage. They home onto targets slightly. They do have a little bit of homing to them, which is nice. I'm gonna go ahead and just push this tower here. You'll notice me sliding down the stairs. If you're not familiar with Deadlock, that is a cool little technique that allows you to shoot infinite ammo. You look at my ammo meter, which is right underneath the aimer that I have. Every time I slide down, you'll see a little infinity symbol. That just means that I get to shoot for free without having to worry about wasting ammunition or reloading. So very cool little trick there. And not Overwatch, wow. Deadlock, excuse me, has a lot of neat little tricks like that. And I think that it'll end up giving the game a lot of depth right now. To me, it feels like a very casual MOBA sort of hero shooter vibe to it. But I think with those little sort of tweaks, and I think that some of the games that I've played now more recently, the mobile elements do seem a little bit more important going forward. So it's pretty cool. I think that the game definitely has, oh boy, it has a low skill floor, high skill ceiling. It's easy to get into, I think, for players, but I think that there's a lot of depth and a lot of mechanical ability they can gain, kind of the same way like Rocket League is. So that's pretty cool. I think that this is definitely like the most exciting offering a MOBA has had in over a decade, easily. As I just kind of gank. There we go. Yeah, just a few little wops, a couple punches. Those are cool. You could do those charge punches, which are fun, and that's got a cool counterplay to it. You can melee, or you could do a charge melee, which does more. You get a little bit of a dash, but there's a parry system, so you can push parry, and then what'll happen is if somebody's trying to melee you and you hit the parry button, they'll get stunned for, I think, a couple seconds, which is quite a lot of time, to be honest. So very cool. There we go. We're sliding down there. Look at me. I look like a pro gamer. I watched one video on YouTube, and look at me go. I'm bragging out here. Yeah, these are definitely some lower level lobbies for sure, and I think that's pretty much where I'm stuck right now. We'll see if I'm good enough to get into some higher stuff or what the deal is. But again, like, I don't really have a whole ton of games. I maybe have 15-ish games, something like that now. So this is back when I had 10 games, and as you could guess, there's a lot of mixed variation in talent and ability. You can definitely tell. I'm gonna guess that there's a lot of people coming over from not MOBAs, because it has been an absolute pain. I think I've had one game. I think it actually is this game. I find that little Vindicta. Let's get her. Come on. Come on. Chase her down. Chase her down. Okay. Now we stop chasing, I think. Ooh, that's her ultimate. Does a big amount of damage. There we go. We got a 2-on-1. This is an easy kill. And boop. I don't know, man. That's a... That looked like that missed. But, you know, maybe not. Maybe it did not miss. It's probably just... what do you call that? Server client discrepancies on my end. So it just looked like she missed. But that was definitely a better play from her than me. I should have seen that coming. But you know, these sort of things happen when you're new to a game and you're not exactly familiar with how people play. That's for sure. I think you could look at the comeback mechanics too. I had a pretty hefty lead, and now that Vindicta killed me one time, and she's caught back up, which is sort of a pet peeve of mine, but I think in a game like this, it doesn't feel as bad as maybe something like League of Legends or Smite or Dota or something like that, where it's just like, it feels really bad to completely blow your lead because you get like triple ganked in your lane, and then, you know, they get all the same gold that spent like 15 minutes gaining a lead for. They get all that back. That kind of sucks, but it doesn't feel as bad, probably just because items aren't as important as maybe other MOBAs. Again, that might just be the noob in me. I mean, your power spikes are still incredibly important, don't get me wrong, for sure, but I feel like more so than in other MOBAs. Ooh, good gank here. Can we get the Ivy? Do we get the Ivy? Chase her down. Punch her. In the air. Nice. Clutch little shot there to secure the kill. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't feel as bad as other MOBAs to be behind. It still does feel bad, especially if they have a pressure pick and you don't. I had the misfortune of playing Wraith against Pocket recently, and oh boy, that was not a fun time to be behind. We cleaned it up in the end, though. Pretty sure we lost. But yeah, this is probably one of the only games that I think we actually have done mid-boss. Could be misremembering. That might not be this game. But yeah, I think out of the like 15 games, I've gotten one team to do mid-boss. Lost several games because we didn't do mid-boss, of course. You know, that's just the way it is. So I'm not sure what the player base is. I don't know if this is mostly MOBA players or this is like mostly Overwatch players that have been misplaced, or shooter players, or what the deal is. Valve fans, Half-Life 2 players, you know, TF2 players. I mean, there's a lot of options. I'm sure there's a lot of people playing. The population in this game, for being a close invite-only alpha, is absolutely insane. Although, to be fair, the invite, as I think I mentioned earlier, isn't very strict. Oh, hello! Gonna roll off there. Try to get away from the Vindicta. We might turn it around here. Yeah, let's see if we go for this. Yeah, we gotta get this stun. So Wraith's kit, again, she's got the cards that she throws out. We mentioned that earlier. She's got a little teleporty ability. That's her second ability. Lets her kind of teleport. Probably... Oh, we got a 30-second cooldown, so it'll probably be a while before we use that. Her third ability gives her, I believe, a damage and an attack speed bonus. So her rate of fire goes up. She'll fire a little bit quicker. Makes it very good to just kind of like finish people off that you use your ultimate on. Your ultimate is a delayed stun, so there's like a couple seconds after you push it. How can we get her? Oh, we got her. Look at that. Big AoE splash damage for the kill off the card. But yeah, her ultimate's got like a stun. It's a little bit delayed, so you push it, and then it's like maybe like 1 or 2 seconds, and then the stun kind of goes off, and it holds them up in the air actually, which is kind of interesting. So you know, typically if you want to burst somebody, you can just like stun them with the ult, and then hit the 3, shoot them down, maybe spam a couple of those cards at them. This build I don't think abuses it, but you can get an item called extra charge and then rapid recharge. And those items, man, oh, you get like 4 cards that you could just spam constantly. And the cards do a significant amount of damage late game. Again, she's really Wraith is more of a late game hyper carry kind of character. It would seem, in my little newbie experience, I would say her and Hayes are both kind of those late game hyper carry characters. Yeah, so very interesting. There are like different character types, but this is kind of dumb by the way that I just get away with this. Yeah, I should have punched the souls. I didn't know that. I think at the time I left that like it. I don't think it mattered, but it might matter a little. I think they'll get the souls eventually. I could be mistaken. We're gonna throw cards out. This person's dead. There's no way we let this Paradox survive. Paradox is actually the other character that I play a lot of too. I think Paradox is in fact the character I played the most of. No nonsense right there. Just go ahead and use the ultimate. Who am I kidding? I'm an old man. I have no mechanical ability whatsoever. So get done. Get out of there. But yeah, so there are like different, I would say, classes or archetypes maybe of characters, but there's no roles in the game. There's not like ADC, support, jungle, those kind of roles. In fact, there's no junglers at all. There's 2 dual lanes that are located in the middle, and then 2 solo lanes. So there's 4 lanes in total, which is a new feel for a MOBA. I kind of really like that. I think from playing Smite, this makes more sense to me. I think the way that Smite is played and the jungle is played, having a dedicated jungler to me always felt a little weird. So doing something like this is kind of cool. It's interesting. Again, it's just something a little different that the other MOBAs don't offer. But yeah, there are characters that kind of have roles. There are more support-y characters. I would say Viscus and Ivy. Viscus is the little blobby character, green blobby character on our team, who's got some support abilities. Like she can make you invincible to damage by turning you into a blobus cube, which is pretty cool. And Ivy's got like a stun, and she can actually pick you up and carry you around the map and drop you off, which is really, really fun and cool and interesting. I really like elements like that are allowed to be in games. I think, you know, you look at, again, Smite's like my biggest frame of reference, but Smite doesn't do stuff like that because the Smite player base would 100% like use that to just straight up troll people. We're a bunch of degenerates over there, and I feel the same here. I feel like Valve is just like, who cares? It's really cool, you know. If your teammate's trolling, you could just ban them. You know what I'm saying? Like, in the long run, one game where you get trolled isn't as big of a deal to allow something cool like that to take place. They're gonna chase down this Vindicta. Don't know what she's doing. She's trying to make plays. I noticed that they have a YT in their name, which I'm assuming is YouTube. Maybe just playing for clips or something. That would be a big clip. We're all in a 1v3 and taking the dub, but not today. Not gonna happen. Not against me, Captain what? Gamer King over here. I don't know. I don't really. I wouldn't consider myself one of the better gamers in the marketplace of gamering That's for sure.
There's things to be said for
but yeah, I think we're just gonna go back and maybe purchase an item. No, we're gonna look for a rotation here onto Paradox. Paradox is a cool character. Paradox is like, I'd say a strong 1v1 character. There we go. Chase on the Paradox. Yeah, just hit him with that big old splash damage. Just so much damage in those cards. And you can see as we're like getting online, the actual amount of DPS that Wraith does is just insane. I'm not sure technically if she's better or if Haze is better, but both characters, man. The thing about Haze is if you have a stun, or you could even get the item knockdown or something, that kind of basically stops her unless she has the item Unstoppable, which I think is like, I don't know, a 4,000 soul item, so it's pretty expensive and it's a late game item, so you can kind of slow down the Haze a little bit in a way that you can't really with the Wraith, because those options, while effective, I mean, obviously stunning a DPS character so they can't do anything is just a good play. It's not as, you know, crippling as Haze, whose ultimate is basically spin around and do Reaper ult from Overwatch and do like a bajillion damage. But without that, she does less damage. She's not as useful, that's for sure. But there's a little bit more utility in Wraith's kit, which I think is why I prefer her. Haze does have like a really annoying dagger that puts people to sleep. You're absolutely fragging there, yeah. But I don't know. You know what it is, honestly? It's I'm a sucker for anybody who uses cards as a weapon. A big Gambit fan. You can see right there. There's Haze, invisible. I follow the Haze there. That's cool. Yeah, Haze also has invisibility in her kit. It's not like true invisibility, which is nice. You can still see it, but in the heat of battle, you're gonna lose track of that character. Definitely has a lot of interesting play. And I noticed that about a lot of kits in this game, there's a lot of like interesting outplay potential in those kits. There's a character, I forget his name, but he's the robot character with a bow tie. And that character has an absolutely insane ultimate. It just like sucks everybody in and disables their entire kits, so they can't do anything. Ooh, yeah, we're not gonna talk about that. We're not. Ooh, this is dangerous. I gotta get out of here. Run! I'm out. Surely I'm out. They don't chase me here. I'm not getting chased, for sure. Oh wait, do they actually not chase me? Wow, that's crazy. I have 6,000 souls. I should probably go back and sell them. But yeah, that character is cool. The cooldown on that ultimate takes forever, but I've seen some really nutty stuff, especially around mid-boss. You could basically just single-handedly win mid-boss with a good ultimate. And there's also an item in the game that lets you like reuse your entire kit. So if your entire kit's on cooldown, you push it, and then your entire kit comes back up again, which is Refresher, I think is the name of the item. That item's really cool. It has some cool plays with that character as well. For sure. I mean, you could basically just win an entire team fight pushing alt twice, you know. Really, really interesting stuff. It's outside of that, the character is not very useful, so I don't think like in casual play, it seems like he's probably not that good, but in like a competitive environment, I feel like he could probably win you the game, sort of. Which is cool for sure. And that's definitely, he's definitely more of like a supporty character, but I feel like a lot of these characters also, there's a lot of variety in the way that you can play them. Like Ivy can do a lot of damage, but Ivy also can be like a support character. I've seen her played as, so there's a lot of like variability. I think there's a character called McGinnis who has turrets and is really meant for like split pushing. But in the competitive scene, I've seen McGinnis played as a support character, just like abusing her healing ability, which was really, really cool. And she's got a wall, so kind of trap people on the wall and use your abilities. Yeah, we're just going ham now. We're getting in there. We are a raid boss, I think, at this point in the game. We are absolutely fragging, boys. We are getting in there, doing work. I'm just like, this is just dumb. Like, the way I'm playing right now, this is objectively not how to play the game.
They can't hide forever.
There's the team. I'm just like running at them as like, I would assume a traditional backline character is what Wraith is. Like, I should just be standing behind tanks and like shooting people and throwing cards. and like using my 3 to help my teammates, because it does actually affect the teammates, I believe. Oh, here we go. Yeah, we're just gonna get the big gank here. Instead I'm playing like a jungler, I'm just like ganking lanes. But that's also just kind of like how this game is played a little bit. Oh, we didn't actually kill him. There we go. We got Bebop. Eventually. Bebop is cool. Bebop is like Blitzcrank from League of Legends. He's got like a hook and like an uppercut and everything. It's very cool. Definitely my kind of character. I was a Blitzcrank one trick at one point. I was sick with it. I never missed the hook. I was disgusting. Not anymore. I don't really play League. That game is just like, it's just a camera, man. I can't do the camera with the moving and the mouse and the. That's not who I am.
You're making history.
Which is why I think this game is so exciting for me. This game is it's a third-person shooter, which I have some history with. You know, I used to be like a big Gears of War, like the original Gears of War player. You know, and shooters just in general were more my vibe. Kind of growing up playing competitive games, I was big into like Halo 3. Like I played Halo 3 ranked. I think in free-for-all, I was like level 47 ranked out of 50. So I was pretty up there back in my day. So yeah, I think those are more my vibe. And so this definitely has those strong elements, but I've been playing Smite for like the past 10 years and I love what MOBAs have to offer to the genre. So this is definitely very cool offering. Those things are called the Walkers. Those are like tier 2 towers, I believe. And then there's the Guardians, I think, which are like your Phoenixes or what are they called in League? I can't remember what they're called. But yeah, the things that are like just before you get to the Nexus or the Titan or whatever you want to call the final element. The bases in this game are very like interesting. They're a little more complex. It's definitely unique the way that you do it. You have to like take out the shrines. You'll see the shrines are hanging there. Those are the enemy shrines that we've been slowly whittling, I believe, due to the pressure we have in the leftmost lane. And so you have to take those out, and then you'll see like the big weird statue face thing. That's your patron, but you have to like take the patron out when he's floating, and then he'll land, and then you have to like finish him off on the ground, and that's like the final form, which is kind of cool. Oh, this is a big stun. Yeah, that's just a free kill. Yeah, that's just a free kill, buddy. You're in no man's land. You're in a heap of trouble. This game, so far, I would say the team that has the most players wins. There's a lot of DCs in this game, and I would imagine most of them are actually salty disconnects, let's say. You know, some rage quits, perhaps. And then I'd say after that, any team that does mid-boss, you just win the game, because nobody does mid-boss. And then after that, the team that actually sticks together the most wins. And so this is how I know I'm in the noob queues, because we're not even doing like the basic stuff, right? Like everyone's just running it down their lanes, they're not sticking together. This game we had, I think, a little bit more organization. We had like 3 people with microphones, which just was mwah, chef's kiss. It was really nice. You don't see that a whole lot. Back in my day, we were all on mics, and you know, we were calling each other names. Some people calling people names that they shouldn't be anywhere, not just on the internet, but anywhere. But those were the days when people on mics and got a little bit more cooperation. Although, to be honest with you, not a whole lot more cooperation. It was mostly just calling people on their team bad at the game and trash and whatever. Noob tuber, what was, you know, quick scoper, whatever. Bunch of a bunch of nonsense. Bunch of policing how other people play video games is what that was, because you weren't good at playing against it, so you had to come up with an excuse. I think at this point we're just gonna push the shrines here. I'm gonna use the shrine as cover. Yep. Look at that. We just melt it. Now I'm gonna take the fight. That's a big uppercut. I think I don't get the kill there. There's our 7 going off. 7 the character in the air. It sends out a giant, like this, the actual diameter of that ultimate is crazy, but it hits everybody. It does a ton of damage. It's a big AoE. It is, so there's that gelatin cube, and you're dead. 7's a cool character. 7 not so great. There's a lot of ways to counter 7. 7 relies heavily on his ultimate, and so I think, you know, it's also more of a late game character as well. You basically build up to do the ultimate, and again, there's stuns. You can hook him out of it. You can buy knockdown. There's so many ways to counter 7. He just ends up not being tremendously useful, which is upsetting because I really actually like 7 as a character. It's not like I don't like his abilities are cool and everything. He's actually kind of got a similar like 3, like his third ability does kind of a similar 3 traits, you know, with the attack speed bumps and whatever, and more kills. We're just farming. We're just farming the map right now by killing other players, which definitely seems to be a thing for sure. But yeah, so 7, I think, with, you know, you're basically building up to be able to pull this like an ultimates off, and then by the time you do, it's very easy to counter. It's very easy to counter 7. So, and also I think like your team really has to play around the 7 ultimate. You know, you gotta like make sure that you're keeping people inside of it, because it does do a lot. It does a ton of damage, and it lasts for a very long time. Here we go. Yeah, so we made the call to go for mid boss here, which is just brilliant. I was so happy that we, instead of throwing the game, because my typical game's going right, I get a lead, I leverage that so that my team gets, we all get a lead. Then we push all the way into their, I don't know, base, their fountain, whatever you want to call it. And then my team individually keeps going in and trying to 1v6, one by one while I desperately try to get them to do mid-boss or literally anything else besides that. And then we end up losing the game because they wipe our team twice and they just caught up back on farm. And all of a sudden, my lead is insignificant. So unlucky. Here we go. Big stun, big team fight here. I sneak around a little bit. I'm definitely not where I should be standing in this team fight. And I recognize that. But it's working, so who cares? I just face tank the big old ball. There's a Vindicta up there. Who cares? Just hit it with a few cards. There you go. I'm down to like 300 health. Oh no, here's an Ivy. I'm dead. There's no way I live this, right? Nah, it's the Ivy. We did. Abrams does a good job. I don't know if Abrams, I don't think he meant to body block, but he was definitely body blocking for me there, which was huge. And I think we just end off here. Surely we just end, right? We just run it down. This is it. I have 11,000 souls, by the way. Just 11, just sitting in there. I haven't bought anything. Not gonna do anything with them. I'm pretty sure we just end the game off of here. Yeah, there it is. The Amber Patron. Yeah, I'm just putting bullets in. My whole team is in here. Okay, so we're just, yeah. Gonna go for the kill. I think we're gonna end. No, we're gonna go for the kill. We're going for the kill. We gotta do it for the YouTube, baby. For the YouTube, baby. There we go. Ignore all the missed shots. It's and that sound means that that's the end of this game. Thank you so much for watching. You know, like, favorite, subscribe. I don't know. Whatever the kids are doing on the YouTube nowadays. And I'll catch you guys on the next one.